Hey there, so it's Stephanie here, and it is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. I hope you're having a great day. I had to come and share this video tonight because I've worked really hard to be real on my social media pages from Facebook and Instagram. I've just tried to be a source of real, relatable life for you, for the women that I love, that follow me, my friends, and just family online. And I want to be real and I want to show you what life looks like for me as a wife and a mom um, on this journey with hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's, and as a health coach helping others while on my own journey and just realizing like what that looks like. And it's just been a really hard night, and I've been super emotional about it, and I cried a lot after dinner tonight, at dinner actually. And I was like ready to just wipe my hands and let it go and be good and move forward with my day. But I wanted to share this like a little breakdown that I had with you because it's just really hard. So here's the deal. If you've been following me for more than like 5 minutes, I said I've got hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's. I can't say have. I had those things. I've worked really hard to reverse them, and so I don't really have them anymore. Especially most of the symptoms. Every once in a while, my numbers get close, but my numbers don't show that I have that anymore. If that makes sense. I've done a lot of improvements on my diet. So that means that when I got diagnosed with Hashimoto's 2 years ago, I went gluten-free because that was the number one thing that you can do to fix that. I went gluten-free. It was hard. It took a lot of research to understand things and realize that there's like gluten in everything. But honestly, we moved to Colorado a year ago, and it's been a year already. Holy cow. But we moved to Colorado, and it's way easier to live gluten-free here because it's such a crunchy state almost. There's so many people here that are working to live healthier, happier lives, and gluten is a big piece of that. So it's been a lot easier to do here. So most restaurants, I don't even have to call ahead anymore. Most places I can always trust they're going to have something gluten-free. So it's made my life much easier than living on the East Coast. And I mean, just the years of knowledge now. I've been doing this for 2 years. So anyhow, gluten doesn't really bother me much. I went to a new doctor recently, and I've been doing some testing because now, instead of my Hashimoto symptoms, I've been talking recently on my page about bloating and how like I could wake up in the morning and have a six-pack, and then because I work hard and I work out, and then later in the day I could look like I'm 4 months pregnant, and I'm not pregnant. We are trying to get pregnant, but I'm not pregnant right now, and like it's just the most frustrating thing, right? Because I'm doing all the work, I'm eating all the right foods, and my body is still bloating out, and it's painful sometimes, like excruciatingly painful sometimes, and then other times it's just uncomfortable. And so, anyhow, the doctor's like, I want you to cut out dairy. And of course, I was like, okay, no problem. Since the cleanse that I did, the Ultimate Reset last year, I've been very low dairy. Like, I don't eat a lot of dairy since that because I learned that like yogurt really made me I reacted, like my throat really like fill up and get, what's the word? I don't know. I felt weird when I would eat like yogurt, so I stopped. And I really wasn't eating a lot of cheese. I only eat it, really, I didn't even realize, but I eat it when I go to restaurants. So anyhow, it's Mother's Day, and my husband, the dear soul that loves me dearly, that he is, wanted to take me out to dinner. And we hadn't done any research or anything, and that's usually his job. He does a really good job of like researching restaurants on where we can go. But like I said, being in Colorado, he hasn't really had to do that much because there's so many options. So I picked a restaurant that we had heard good things about, that I wanted to try. I called, asked if they had gluten-free, dairy-free options. Mind you, this is the first time I've tried to eat out since this doctor's recommendation that I stay away completely from dairy. So I've only been eating at home for the last week. And then today was my first time out. So we go to the restaurant, and I look over the menu, and there's not really much that I can eat. Like, I'll really have to like mix and match things to make it work. Like this entree with that side and this side and this side from that, and can I have this appetizer? So like I really have to go crazy, right? And we all like, I've gotten over like what people think of me in restaurants because I always have to order that way. And I've been a server, so it's like I understand that side of it, like wanting to make things easy. But I didn't want to do that. And it's like Mother's Day. I was like, I don't want to have to make decisions. Like, that's what I don't know if that's you at all, but all day long, I feel like I make decisions every day, all day long. And I make decisions what we're going to eat, where we're going to go, how we're going to feed, what we're going to pay, like all those kind of things. So I was like, for Mother's Day, I don't want to make decisions. So I just told the server, I said, hey, any one of these entree options with whatever sides you can do, and I need it to be dairy-free and gluten-free. And I was kind of expecting them to come back with like some beautiful, beautiful creation. I think that comes from working in fine dining where chefs take a lot of pride in their dishes. And when someone comes to you with an allergy, in my head, like even as a server, when somebody would come to me and tell me that they had these allergies, like I know how crappy that is to have to order out that way already. And like some people can get embarrassed about it. Like if you've been doing it for a while, you're over that. But like it sucks in the beginning when you're learning and like that you can't just order off a menu. So as a server, I always tried to like really accommodate those people and really make them feel special and cared about. Well, my server didn't do that. So I got my dinner and it was a simple piece of salmon that was like salt and peppered and some vegetables that were cooked probably in like olive oil with a little bit of salt and pepper. It was so small. It was like their most expensive entree, first of all, and it was like this tiny little portion. And it was like, I could have done better in my own kitchen. And it was so frustrating. Like, and I legit like was like, okay, I'm going to eat this. Because it wasn't bad food. I can't be mad. It's not like I'm going to turn it away. Because I'm also a server and I don't do that. But was a retired server, sorry. I don't bartend and waitress anymore. So anyhow, it was really hard. And then I go and look at the menu and dessert is creme brulee. That's what they have for dessert. And let me tell you that creme brulee is my favorite dessert. And why? Because it's gluten-free. And I can still eat it and it's delicious. And it's the first dessert Ryan and I had on our first date together. And so like it's always something like super sentimental and something that I want. And they had it on the menu. And every time anywhere has it on the menu, we always get it. And it's got dairy. So I couldn't eat it. So then I'm thinking, oh, well, let's skip dessert. Let's go out to dessert, right? Because Ryan wanted to treat me and he felt bad. And then I was feeling bad because I'm the one with his trip restrictions and he feels bad because he's trying to treat me and he can't. And so like, I'm holding back tears at the dinner table. And then I'm like, oh, it's okay. Let's go out for some frozen yogurt, right? That's not like frozen yogurt. That's not dairy. It's yogurt. And then I thought more about that, realized I was in the frozen yogurt business for a really long time. And I was like, oh, we had non-dairy flavors. Yeah, great. And then I remembering what they were. And they're sorbet. I don't like sorbet. I don't like fruity. I want chocolate. I want creamy for dessert. And so then I had to step outside because I started like bawling like a baby. Because my ideal night out was not something that I could even do. And I felt bad because it's something like my husband wanted to treat me and I couldn't be treated. I don't know that I'm using that word right. But like it hurt, and it hurt me that it hurt him, that he's just trying to do something nice for me. And now we just got home and I put Arrington in front of the TV because I needed a minute. And he left and went to the grocery store to go try to find me some sort of dessert that I can eat. And I don't know what he came home with yet, but we'll see how that goes. But I just needed to be real with you and show you who that this journey, like my journey of being better than I was yesterday, being healthier, making better choices for my body, taking better care of myself. Like, it's hard to make changes. They're not easy to do by yourself. And if you've tried in the past and failed, I can relate. There's been a couple times this week and the last week that I've eaten cheese or something that I'm not supposed to eat already. And today was kind of like this dinner out was really kind of like the wake-up call for me that this is going to be a whole lot harder than I thought it was. And I'm just grateful for the women that I have rooting for me because that's what has, like when I went gluten-free, the women in my challenge groups, like my customers, were supporting me and helping me stay on track. Even though they weren't gluten-free, like they were checking in on me and making sure, that I'm posting in the group, that I'm sticking with the commitment that I made for my health. And that's I'm going to rely on them this time around too. And they're going to help me get through it. And we're going to do it together. And it's going to be great. And I am so blessed to have that support. So that's really what I wanted to share with you in a nutshell. I'm going to wrap this up now. I would have done it live, but my internet wasn't working at the time, so I'm going to upload this now for you. But know that I love you, and I'm a hot mess now, but if you're trying to make changes in your diet, know that it's really hard to do alone. You can. I'm sure you can do it because you're stronger than you think you are. But if you need that support, reach out. I want to help. Our team is actually hosting a webinar tomorrow night, 15 minutes. So we're going to walk you through what our challenge groups look like, how the tools that we have for you, and the support, which is the hugest piece, right? Because like you can work out anywhere, but the support that our community provides, our like fit tribe is what we call them, is insane. And it's what's going to help me get through this. And so if you're looking to make some changes, or you need that support system, reach out. Okay, so drop a comment under this video, or just message me directly and I'll get you some information on our webinar tomorrow night. But I love you all. Happy Mother's Day. I hope you've had a wonderful day. I hope you've been spoiled rotten. And remember that you are beautiful and you're enough and you're stronger than you think you are. And I'm stronger than I think I am too. And I needed that today. So thanks for being my support system. Thanks for letting me be real here. And I appreciate all of you. Good night.